Due to its ubiquitous nature, it is difficult for law enforcement to effectively regulate the Internet. To further complicate matters, the prosecution of those who prey upon children and make sexually explicit content available to them depends upon cooperation between nations, since the transmission of electronic signals are received on a global level. That is, the receiver of such signals may be in one country, while the person transmitting questionable content or messages may reside in another country and is subject only to the laws of that country. In the United States, questions regarding constitutional rights based on the First Amendment once made it difficult to prosecute online predators. Fortunately, federal and state laws have been enacted to help keep children safe from online predators. For example, at the state level in California, schools and libraries may not receive the discounts offered by the E-rate programs unless they certify that they have an Internet safety policy that includes technology protection measures. The protection measures must block or filter Internet access to pictures that are A, obscene, B, child pornography, or C, harmful to minors. At the federal level, in the United States v. Williams case, the U.S. Supreme Court addressed the balance of liberty and security in the context of speech about child pornography. This case challenged the prosecutorial remedies and other tools to end the Exploitation of Children Today Act of 2003, also known as PROTECT, which sought to criminalize the exploitation of children by focusing on speech. This case brought up an interesting fact regarding the Bill of Rights. According to the First Amendment, we as citizens are accorded no rights at all. The First Amendment just denies the government the power to interfere with the expression of its citizens, but expression may be regulated only because of the tangible harm it may cause. In this case, Michael Williams, who signed into a chat room on April 26, 2004, attempted to solicit and exchange nude photos of children deemed illegal by the U.S. government from an undercover Secret Service agent. He was later convicted on possession of obscene material and of pandering. He then tried to have the pandering conviction overturned, stating that he only provided a link to such content, was not trying to sell anything, and that the pandering conviction was tied to conduct that was just essentially speech, thus challenging the conviction on First Amendment grounds. After reviewing the PROTECT statute, Justice Scalia, in writing for the court, stated that, quote, advertising, distributing, and soliciting are steps taken in the course of an actual or proposed transfer of a product, typically, but not exclusively, in a commercial market. End of quote. The Supreme Court then upheld the constitutionality of the PROTECT statute, and Williams was sentenced to 2 consecutive 60-month terms. The most important aspect of this ruling is that Internet predators need not actually provide, exchange, or make physical contact with a minor. They can now be convicted upon intent based upon the speech that they use in chat rooms. Of course, this law only applies to those who violate it in the United States. However, efforts have been underway on a global level to deter such behavior. Recently, the United Nations passed a resolution to criminalize the production of child pornography and to ensure the prosecution of those that profit from it. Also, at the International Conference on Combating Child Pornography on the Internet, a declaration and an action plan were created calling for an international task force and universal ethics standards to be developed by Internet service providers. They also called for the creation of hotlines and electronic watchtowers. Additionally, non-governmental organizations such as Amnesty International and the Child Rights Information Network maintain online publications on just who is violating international laws, hoping that such knowledge, being communicated across the world, may circumvent such behavior. Still, the responsibility remains in the hands of the user. Filters and disclaimers may help, but curious children will find ways to access questionable material in chat rooms. Typically, Predators operate via chat rooms, normally posing as teenagers trying to solicit nude photos from minors, some being younger than 5 years old. A small percentage of those actually try to have consensual sex with minors, and an even smaller percentage actually force minors into sexual acts. In conclusion, even with laws established to protect children from online predators, the best protection is preventative. Parents need to educate their children on this subject and at an early age. Also, as demonstrated in the United States versus Williams case, predators are always trying to find loopholes in the law. The responsibility lies within the hands of parents.